guys, it's Allison, and today I'm going to be doing a book review. I've been begged to do this book review, and I promised I would do this for my dad, so I am reviewing this book. So before I get into anything, I'm just kind of release this little fact. It's not the most famous book series ever. It's kind of an older one. It was made in 1990. And it was one of my dad's favorite book series, and it's one of mine as well. It's a very, very large series. The whole plot in general is like 30 books. No, I have not read all of these books yet, but I am hoping that throughout my life I will finish it, because I'm only on the second book in the first series, and there's like 10 series, 30 books all together, and we're just gonna hope I finish it. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So the book I'm going to be reviewing today is The Legends of Drizzt by R.A. Salvatore. Now this book is I don't know how to describe this book. It's really good, but it's not a common book, and I don't think a lot of people have read it that are my age. And the only reason I did read it is because my dad showed it to me. It's the first book of this whole series, and it's The Legends of Drizzt, and this is Homeland. It's pretty small, because this is the smaller version, because you know they have the bigger versions and then they have the smaller ones that are cheaper. Yeah, the whole book in general is hard to read itself because it's so complicated and there's so much detailing in it, but that's also what makes it really good. And the print is really small, and it's long. It's a long book, and it took me about a month to read it just because it's, like I said, it's hard to read. It doesn't usually take me that long to read a book like that, and I really, really like it, and it's really up my alley of books because I love the fiction and all of the surreal stuff. And so yeah, I'm just gonna kind of review what this book is about and let you take a feel of it before you actually read it to see if you like it. So yeah, so this whole book series follows Drizzt, and he is a drow, which is a dark elf, and kind of picture Legolas and picture his evil twin, and that's what Drizzt is an evil dark drow, and they live underground and they hate sunlight and all that stuff. Yeah, they're basically complete opposites of the elves in the Lord of the Rings, but it's kind of the same premise. Like they're kind of like that. So Drizzt was born in this underground city called, I'm really sorry, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Minzo Baranzan, and it's an underground village, and basically it consists of these 10 main houses, and one of the houses happens to be the Duorden house, and it's got another big name for it, but they call it the Duorden house because it's a lot less of a tongue twister, but I'll also put that name right here. This whole series, the most easy name to pronounce is Drizzt. Like, it's just, I don't know. R.A. Salvatore, you are a genius. That's all I gotta say. He is the third son of the Duorden house, which also means he is the first one to be sacrificed to their goddess, Lolth. And it's kind of strange. Right when he's born, he's supposed to be sacrificed, but due to the fact that his elder brother and the first son was brutally murdered, that means he is now the second son, which means he is not supposed to be sacrificed because he is no longer the third son. So that kind of worked out for him. Throughout the whole series, he's treated horribly by his family. No one takes him seriously, but that's how it is for all male drows, because the females kind of take over the whole city. It kind of makes sense that Drizzt was not taken seriously at all, because his family mainly consists of women. So if the women are like the main leaders of the house, he's not going to be treated at all like he's supposed to, not like an equal. And this drow society are just really like dark and they're evil, and that's all I gotta say, they're dark and they're evil. But Drizzt is the complete opposite. He's like, I'm not gonna say he's light and he's open and he's all funny and nice and stuff, but he does not agree with the drow society and how they treat others. Like, he's he's kinder, and he's got thoughts of whether or not it is worth living in the city and being treated like this, not like an equal. So he becomes allies with this, and get this, a giant panther, which happens to also be a keychain for all intents and purposes. This panther named Guinevere, and that's actually, I think that's the correct pronunciation for that. Her name's Guinevere, and she lives kind of in this other, I wouldn't say realm, it's another place, basically. She lives in the astral plane, and she can only be summoned for 12 hours every other day, or she becomes really tired and not worth anything, and she can't do anything without, like, sleeping. Just kind of becomes allies with her, and she helps him out, and he can summon her whenever he wants, and if she doesn't need him, she just turns into an onyx figurine of a panther. So basically the whole first book takes place in this city, and it's kind of him progressing in his life, and starting off with him being a baby, and then going up to him being, and I think he was upper teens, I guess we would say. He was pretty young when he first started having these thoughts of leaving Menzoberranzan, and yeah, that's pretty much the whole summary of the first book. And the second book kind of, it goes on with that, and so does the third. And there's other series in this. There's like 10 different series, and they're all about Drizzt except for the last couple of them. And no, not the last couple of them. I think the very last one isn't about Drizzt. But I have to look into that. So, this was a kind of a short book review, because this book is, I can't really describe it anymore without spoiling anything for you. You kind of have to be, I don't want to say more mature, you have to understand things more, because these words in this book are big, and trust me, I had to look up half of them, and it's long, but it's a very good story. I suggest, if you don't like slow starts in books, don't read this book, because it is very slow, and you kind of have to understand what's going on throughout the first couple chapters to really understand the whole series in general. It really picks up near like the middle of the book, and you kind of get the flow of it. And yes, it's hard to read, but it's a really good book, and I suggest you read it. And yeah, pretty much. Just to kind of push that aside now, I'm going to kind of talk about something else. I've decided to call my kind of reviews here, they're just a random review with Allison. And that's the best I got, but it's kind of different, and I don't do book reviews all the time. I just kind of do book and TV and movie and everything else. So I'm just going to call it Random Review Saturday. That's the best I got, guys. So yeah, comment down below what other books, TV shows, movies, anything you want me to review, and I will do my best. And like and subscribe, please, because that would be awesome. I would really love for this channel to go somewhere, because I love doing this, and I love books, and I love everything, and I love you guys. So yeah, so that's all for you guys. Hope you liked it. Bye.